All right, folks, count with me on the count of 3. 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't believe I'm saying this, but WWE just delivered one of the best, and I mean one of the best. I mean, WWE delivered one of the best freaking shows in a long, long, long time. Now, I will say the beginning and the end of the show was great. I don't know about the middle of the show. Middle of the show wasn't really so great. Now, we got Sami Zayn confronting Edge and Roman Reigns. We got Dominik and Mysterio losing for the 4th week in a row as a team. No, Dominik losing for the 4th week in a row and Rey Mysterio losing for the 2nd week in a row. And we got Otis turning heel. Apollo Crews' heel turn continues to be one of the best things to be one of the best things on the show. Also, of course, Roman Reigns continues to be one of the greatest things on this show. And we got the Riott Squad losing again. Oh, and guess what else? We got the heel turn of Otis. Yeah, where did you come up with that idea, Bruce? And then we got the 6-man tag match. Obviously, Daniel Bryan won it for his team. And I got some WWE Smackdown news on WWE dropping the Aaliyah Mysterio and Buddy Murphy storyline angle. I had some news on that. We're going to go over it all right here on my Ingram Wrestling News YouTube channel. Right here on my Ingram Wrestling News YouTube channel. There we go. Sorry, I was waiting for that fucking music. It didn't really... It didn't play. It didn't play like I wanted it to. It took like 3 seconds. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Ingram Wrestling News' very own Brennan, and I'm here live with your February Smackdown review. We got a lot to go over, man. So before we get started, man, if you're new to the fucking channel, hit that freaking subscribe button and turn on that fucking bell for all notifications, man. If you're new to the channel, again, hit that subscribe button. I'm on the road to 1,000 subscribers. I'm dangerously close to 200. Also, follow me on Twitter at Ingram Wrestling if you want to see the latest WWE and AEW news that I share on Twitter. Of course, I share Ringside News' articles for a reason, because they're my friends and they're my sources, and they let me share their articles. Also, follow me on Twitch at Ingram Wrestling News. All you gotta do, if you can't find my name, all you gotta do is search it in the Twitch search. If you got a web browser, all you gotta do is search Ingram Wrestling News, and it'll pop up. It should pop up. Now, we're going to go ahead and get started with the review, folks. So, the opening segment to tonight's Smackdown. The show kicks off with Edge making his entrance into the Thunderdome. Now, he gets on the mic and talks about how he is happy to be back on SmackDown. He starts talking about the matches at Elimination Chamber and how his decision for his WrestleMania opponent is the biggest decision of his career. Oh, really, Edge? Oh, man. That is real fucking funny. Coming from one of the greatest all times. Before Edge can go on anymore, Roman Reigns' music hits. Reigns comes out, flanked by Paul Heyman and Jey Uso, per usual. Reigns and company take their time coming down to the ring. Once all three men are standing across from Edge, Heyman hands a mic to Roman. Roman says that he is the only choice for Edge, because Roman says that he will be the main event. Always, and will forever be, of course, because he's almost the only greatest thing going for SmackDown. Almost. I didn't say completely. He says that he respects Roman and respects Roman's family, but he says that Roman got too much too soon. He says that Roman is cracking under the pressure, and that is before Edge has even applied any pressure to Roman yet. Suddenly, Sami Zayn comes out. He starts to talk about how Edge and Roman are disrespecting him. Roman and Edge are both mostly ignoring him, even when he gets in the ring. Sami talks about how it is not a foregone conclusion that Roman will win. And then he runs down both Edge and Reigns. He calls his camera men to come down to the ring, getting a shot of him pointing to the WrestleMania sign. So as he continues to ramble, Jey Uso surprises Zayn with a super kick, laying out Zayn and shutting him up. And I believe Elimination Chamber is either this week or next week. I think this is the go-home show before Elimination Chamber. I think. I'm not sure. Might not be. I don't know. I think Elimination Chamber is next week, though. But anyways, as he continues to ramble, Jey Uso surprises Zayn with a super kick, laying out Zayn, shutting him up. So Roman gets right in Edge's face and gets close to his ear. He whispers something unaudible to Edge. And then he backs off. Jey Uso hands Roman his belt, and all three men leave the ring. So as he recapping, Kevin Owens delivering a stunner to everyone, and Michael Cole tells us about the main event, 6-man tag match, also the return of Ding Dong, hello, and then Big E comes out and will be on commentary for upcoming match between Apollo Crews and Shinsuke and Nakamura, which they said was after a commercial break. Now, my thoughts on this opening segment, man. Honestly, Edge continues to tease a decision without delivering. However, this worked because folks, it was more about Roman Reigns trying to convince the Rated R superstar to choose him. The two were truly intense facing off, selling the likely WrestleMania dynamic, which I'm hoping it's Reigns versus Bryan and not Reigns versus Edge. Zayn is entertaining every time out. However, it made little sense for him to get involved in this segment. He had a tag team match later in the night and would not have wanted to get injured. Playing his hand early served no purpose to his strategy for the WWE Elimination Chamber. So we got Apollo Crews versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Now, let me know in the comments down below on what you think of this match. So, before Apollo comes out, he is interviewed backstage if his Intercontinental Championship expirations have affected his friendship with Big E. Crews said that he looked up to Big E. And he really did. Big E always gave him good advice. He says that Big E doesn't respect him. Crews says that Big E is treating him like a charity case and is actually scared of him. Crews comes out for his match and Nakamura immediately lays into him. Nakamura takes Crews down with a knee to the midsection. Which, by the way, that was a great knee to the midsection. A great knee. Great move. What a way to bring your opponent down, you know. But anyways, Crews down with knees to midsection and a knee to the chest, pinning him for 1. Crews takes Nakamura down with a drop kick. The kicks Nakamura in the head, sending him out of the ring. Crews follows Nakamura out of the ring and tosses Nakamura into Big E on the couch. Now, we all assumed Big E was going to do something to Apollo Crews, but he didn't. Instead, he gets up and takes issue with Apollo. Apollo dismisses him, picking up Nakamura. And we go to commercial. Back from commercial break, Apollo Crews and Nakamura are back in the ring, and Big E is looking far less amused at ringside than he did before. Nakamura drops Crews on the back of his neck from the middle rope, then pins him for 2. Crews hits Nakamura with a spine buster, pinning him, Nakamura, for 2. Crews hits Nakamura with a step-up enziguri, then tries to pick up Nakamura. Nakamura escapes and goes for an armbar on Crews. Nakamura rolls him up into a pinning combination, catching Crews by surprise, pinning him for the win. And that was it. So Crews attacks Nakamura while he is celebrating. Crews takes Nakamura out of the ring and throws him into the barricade. Crews picks up the steps at ringside, but Big E stands in front of him and makes him stop. He tells Crews to stop, telling him that it's over. He tells Crews to drop the steps and leave. He drops the steps and Big E goes to check on Nakamura. Apollo picks the steps up. It slams them onto Big E's back. Apollo tosses Nakamura over the barricade into the audience area of the Thunderdome. You like that, folks? Then he gets in Big E's face, taunting him. He tosses the steps into the ring and then rolls Big E into the ring as well. Apollo picks up the steps and goes to hit Big E with them, but the referee blocks him and Big E rolls out of the ring. The ref yells at Apollo to put them down, and Apollo drops them to the outside of the ring on top of Big E. Now the medical staff runs to Big E's side, and they go to commercial break. So, now, Apollo Crews versus Nakamura. Crews versus Nakamura was a fine match, I guess, with limited story behind it. While the artist still looked to be worked at a higher level, he did not click with Crews at the same level as he has other recent opponents. However, this was an ultimately about the aftermath. Cruz's brutal assault of Big E was special. It felt like a turning point where his character was fine. His character was finally realized. Big E set him off, folks, by telling him to go back to catering. And it is clear that Cruz is done playing in the background. He finally feels ready to dethrone Big E. I agree. I agree with what I'm saying here. I even agree with my own. I even agree with my own opinion here. I think he is. What about you all? Let me know in the comments below if you think Apollo Crews is ready to dethrone Big E to win the Intercontinental Championship. But he's got too many opportunities. Let's be honest. So we went on commercial break. Back from commercial, we see Big E being stretched out from the ringside area, as medical staff are taking Big E to the back. Seth Rollins' music. Those of you who don't know who Seth Rollins is, I'll show you an example. Bingo. He stands at the top of the ramp and says that what happened to Big E was a tragedy because he was betrayed by his friend. Rollins says that he understands Big E's pain because he was also turned on by his friends last week when Rollins returned. Rollins tosses to a video recap of when he returned last week, which ended with a standoff between himself and Cesaro and Bryan. Rollins says that he suffered emotional trauma, and he and his lawyers have drafted a statement and sent it to WWE. He says that the reason he did this is because his big moment was ruined by losers and cowards. He says that those losers are afraid because they don't want to embrace the vision for the future of a better SmackDown. I guess for the greater good. That's what he's trying to say. Just like I care and love and respect my people of Colombia for the greater good. He says that Cesaro is the biggest loser because he made Rollins' return about himself. He says that what happened to Cesaro is not on him because Cesaro were asking for it. He says that what happened to Cesaro will happen to anyone else who stands in his way. He asked the WWE Universe to embrace the vision, and then he walks to the back. He said that about one time. That's the second time in a row he said that. I don't think he had anything else to say other than that. He said that about 2-3 times. What the? I'm just saying. Kevin Owens is backstage and he is approached by Edge. Edge says that he understands Owens because Owens keeps fighting and keeps getting back up. Owens says that he can only focus on getting to the Elimination Chamber and beating Roman for the title. And Edge says that he believes in Owens and that it would be good to face him at WrestleMania. Now, back to what I said. Back to Seth Rollins. Now, Rollins, here's an analyst here. So, Rollins has absolutely nailed his role as the cocky cult leader since his evolution. And it is fascinating to watch his evolution. His rhetoric is reminiscent of televangelist and even the 45th president. It works really well. Not that he has no help to back him up. It sells his delusion. Now, it is great to see that WWE is fully embracing a rivalry between Rollins and Cesaro. The two can be great together. Just like Reigns and Daniel Bryan can be great together, Bruce. If you fucking book it for WrestleMania 37, it makes sense. There's a story there between Bryan and Roman Reigns. This is an opportunity to keep the Swiss Cyborg a major focus on SmackDown after likely losing in the Elimination Chamber. He is going to lose. The person that's going to win is Daniel Bryan. I want to get loud. Just thought I'd throw that out there. To you geeks who think that Roman Reigns is going to face Edge when you know it's not going to happen. Tamina looked dominant throughout the contest in her match against the Wyatt Squad, even though I'm not a fan of Tamina, Natalya, or the Wyatt Squad. Speaking of Tamina, so here's what happened in this match between the Wyatt Squad, Tamina, and Natalya. Tamina takes Wyatt down with a huge headbutt, and Liv Morgan tags in. Morgan tries to kick down Tamina, but Tamina caught her leg and took her down. She goes for a power slam, but Morgan escapes. Morgan goes for a springboard crossbody, but Tamina catches her and drops her. Natalya tags in, and Morgan rolls her up for a 2. Morgan tags in Riott, and they hit a double team drop kick on Natalya. Where Riott runs at Natalya in the corner and lays onto her, or into her, however, with a few punches. Morgan tags in, and they hit a tag team assisted cold breaker, and Riott pins her for 2. Billy Kay comes down to the ring with cat ears, distracts Wyatt. Moronics! That's what I call idiotic right there. The stuponics. I think Tamina and Natalya are the definition of the stuponics. They're like Peyton Royce and Billy Kay. To me. Can't believe there's a Billy Kay stain-looking geek in the community. Probably a fucking version, ain't no telling. But Natalya tags Tamina in, and Tamina knocks Morgan off the apron before slamming Riott to the mat and pinning her for the win. Tamina and Natalya celebrate in the ring, and Billy Kay runs in to celebrate with them. Natalya and Tamina want nothing to do with her, and Tamina lays her out with his super kick. I think Tamina and Natalya did that on purpose to make us think that we are fans of them, but clearly we're not. We're not fans of neither Natalya, Tamina, or Billy Kay. They all fucking suck. All 3 of them are the worst examples of the women's division. I've said this on my SmackDown reviews numerous times, and I can't believe I'm bringing this up again. Now, I will say, I'm not gonna lie, Tamina looked dominant throughout in this contest, but the Riott Squad managed to isolate Natalya, nearly taking the win. Billy Kay arrived to provide a distraction that set up Liv Morgan to walk into a spin-out side slam by Tamina to win. Natalya and Tamina took out Kay after the match to make clear they were not looking for a third member. Now, I read it again, just in case those of you didn't hear me. Folks, this was an absolutely ugly match from the outset. It was only a couple minutes long, but Tamina did not seem to be working at the same pace as Morgan. Natalya was clearly rushing with the limited time. Who gives a shit? I really don't care. I'm just reading it to you all. The Kay appearance was so frustratingly telegraphed. Kay is not entertaining. No, she's not. She's fucking terrible. She's one of the worst women's wrestlers in this business. The Riott Squad can be a solid tag team for WWE. However, this story is not working. It's time to find someone else for Kay to work with, because Natalya and Tamina don't exactly cut. Even though I'm not a fan of Billy Kay, I agree with that. Even I agree with that statement. That statement I just made. I just said. So we got Sonya Deville and Adam Pearce shown clearing a way for Big E's stretcher to be loaded into an ambulance. And we go to commercial. Back for commercial. I'm just joking. I'm just messing with y'all. I'm just playing. Really, to be honest, we got a video of Sasha Banks waving the flag at the Daytona 500. I'm guessing the Daytona 500 NASCAR race. That's what I'm guessing. I don't know. Edge is backstage on his phone. I used to watch wrestling. I don't watch it no more. For some reason, I don't know why. Anyways, Edge is backstage on his phone, and he is approached by King Corbin. Oh God, King Corbin. You know who that is, right? You know who I like to call King Corbin. WWE's typical garbage, because that's what he is. Complete garbage. But I love his attires, though. His attires look great. He's just complete garbage. King Corbin says that their meeting feels like the main event at WrestleMania. He says that things have changed, and SmackDown is Corbin's kingdom now. Oh, really, Corbin? Oh, really? It's its kingdom, then King Corbin saying that it's his kingdom. Sounds to me like Edge would say it better than King Corbin. I'm just saying. Considering that Edge's promos is better than King Corbin's. King Corbin's promos are the fucking worst. Absolute fucking terrible. Corbin shows off and brags about his watch and suit, but Edge just mocks him and Corbin walks off. The ring crew is setting up the door for Ding Dong Hello, which is up right after a commercial break. Oh man, I can't believe they're fucking going with this shit. Hello Ding Dong. It sounds hilarious. It's a great talk show though. I will give Bayley credit, man. She's doing great with the talk show. Can't shit on her for that. I mean, she is one of the best things going for SmackDown. I mean, can't shit on her for that either. I mean, why would you want me to shit on her when she's one of my favorites? She's one of my favorite SmackDown female superstars in the women's division. Give me a reason why you think I should shit on Bayley. Really. If you give me a reason why I should shit on Bayley, you sound like a fucking complete idiot. Seriously. You sound like a complete jackass. I'm just throwing it out there. Just like Goldberg is. Jackass. Hashtag fuck Bill Goldberg. I'm glad I ain't seeing him on my TV anymore. Thank God. Enough is enough seeing that guy on my TV. Anyways, we got Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler as Bayley's guest on the so-called Ding Dong Hello, Bayley's talk show. So, Bayley is exhaustedly comes through the door before introducing Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. Bayley thanks them for being on the show. Now, Nia Jax says that she is happy with Bayley. She's happy that Bayley isn't mad at them. And Bayley says that she was glad that they lost the titles because it allowed her to get rid of Sasha Banks. Huh, that's funny. That's hilarious. That was a great thing to say. Yeah, fucking awesome, Bayley. You ruined it. Wonder why you don't call the fans sheeps anymore. Yeah. Maybe because WWE banned her from saying that? Maybe because WWE banned that? I don't know. Nia Jax says that it was great, but Bayley got rid of Sasha because of how annoying Sasha is. Shayna says that Bianca Belair is also annoying. Nia says that she is even more annoying. As Nia goes on, Nia Jax, her promos are so god awful, man. No wonder why nobody is a fan of Nia Jax. Holy shit, just look at the way she fucking cuts promos, man. Man, she sounds like fucking King Corbin. Holy shit, man. Both King Corbin and Nia Jax promos are they're fucking complete trash. Seriously, get Nia Jax off my TV. Get her away from Shayna Baszler so that Shayna Baszler can be that singles competitor that we always wanted to see her be. Cage fighter, vampire, she's Queen of Spades. I almost said shit. I almost said the shit of spades. Oh man. But get her back to that singles competitor, get her back to being that singles competitor that she always was, so we can get back to calling her the Cage Fire, Vampire, or Queen of Spades, whatever the fuck. Whatever the fuck we call her. It doesn't matter. To me, she's the Queen of Space. I think it was okay. That gimmick name was okay. Gimmick name fit. It fits. It suits perfect for her. Anyhow, as Nia Jax go on, Reginald comes down and says that he can't listen to them. Desperate Rage, Sasha Banks. I wonder what they're going to do with Reginald going into the middle and the end of the year. Is he really going to be sent back to NXT and get called up again? Or is he officially on the SmackDown roster? Or are they going to use him? Is he actually going to make his real in-ring debut in the SmackDown men's division? Is he really going to be there? How long is he going to be on SmackDown? That's my question. And what is he there for? Why is he really on SmackDown? I don't think they have Reginald on SmackDown to work with Carmella. I don't think that's the reason. I think he was a main roster call-up. That's what I think. I'm starting to think he's a main roster call-up. He was one of the superstars that got called up to the main roster. But we have yet to see Reginald on NXT, so why would they call Reginald on the main roster when he hasn't even debuted in NXT? When he hasn't even debuted on NXT TV in the USA Network? I don't get that. I don't get that, man. What are they doing with this fucking young talent, man? What? Oh, I'll tell you what they're doing. They're fucking burying them and wasting them on TV every week. Just like what they did with Aleister Black. You see why he's being kept on TV. Huh? I assume Zelina Vega blocked me on Twitter because I said that. Yeah, very clever, Vega. I don't know why Zelina Vega blocked me on Twitter. She blocked me on Twitter for no reason. There's no reason. There shouldn't be no damn reason why she blocked me on Twitter. I said nothing bad about her. I've always said good things about her. I never said not one bad thing about her. And she blocks me on, and she goes her way to block me on Twitter? What the fuck is wrong with her? Is she crazy? Nia asks if this is a challenge. And Reginald says that if Sasha and Bianca Belair were to team together, they would take the titles from Nia Jax and Tamina. Sasha comes down and gets in the ring. She says that Reginald does not speak for her, and she is the boss. She says that Bianca Belair will choose to face Sasha because the women's division in SmackDown revolves around her. You know what? Sasha Banks has a good fucking point. I mean, the storyline with her and Bianca Belair is there. It makes sense. But it didn't make no sense for Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax to be on SmackDown. I mean, whoa. Because apparently Bruce and Vince. I guess to them it's a brand invitational. I guess to them they get to be on all three brands because they're the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. That shit's so fucking stupid, man. Really. That shit is so stupid. It really is. No shit. I don't even know why. There was no need for Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax to be on there. They're not even feuding with Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair. This segment should be all about Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair, not Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. Bruce? Seriously, man. Get your fucking head together, man. You fucking serious? How delusional can you be? Really? Bianca Belair comes out and says that since she won the Royal Rumble, she is the star of the division. This segment should have been focused on Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair, not Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. Oh, but no, they wanted to book a Ding Dong Bayley talk show on there. What kind of sense did this fucking make? Oh, so just so Bayley could be on the show, just so they think that Bayley will generate interest in the fucking SmackDown viewership. Is that why? Man, she's on that roster, but I'm just saying. Oh, Reason why you put Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax on there for the same reason why Bayley's on there, to generate interest in the SmackDown fucking viewership. But Bayley is actually on that roster. She's actually on that brand. Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax are not. They're Raw women superstars, not SmackDown superstars. This brand invitational bullshit, this fucking all three brand shit doesn't make sense, man. I'd be so glad when they have Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler drop titles, Dakota Kai, and Raquel Gonzalez. So that way, Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler can start the breakup storyline and break up. Shayna Baszler needs to get the hell away from Nia Jax. Seriously. She is making Shayna Baszler look like an even more embarrassing witch bitch. She is making Shayna Baszler look like a complete fucking loser, man. In that ring. Seriously. So anyways, she's the star of the division. Bianca Belair says that. And she gets in Sasha's face. And Reginald tried to separate them. He says that they are on the same team. And he wants to team with Sasha Banks and Belair to take on Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, and Bayley. This intergender 6 women's tag team match did not make sense. You had a male in there. You could have easily replaced Reginald with Carmella, or, because Carmella was feuding with Sasha Banks, was she not? Even though I'm not a fan of Carmella, you could have put Carmella as their tag team partner. But see, that doesn't even that wouldn't even make sense, because Carmella's a heel, Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair are baby faces. What didn't make sense even more so, folks, what didn't make sense is the fact that Reginald was teaming up with Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair knowing he's a heel. This absolutely made no sense whatsoever. So Nia Jax goes off and calls for a referee to come out, and a shouting match breaks out among Sasha Banks, Bianca Belair, and Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, and Reginald as they go to commercial break. Pomps Suppressor, welcome to the chat, man. I hope you're enjoying my review. This shit, it made no sense, man. This shit was so fucking god awful. Holy shit, man. This segment was god fucking awful, man. Nia Jax did a terrible job. Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair, they did a fine job in this segment. Bayley did her part. Nia Jax, however, didn't. She did terrible. She is ruining Shayna Baszler, man, I'm telling you. I'm telling you, when this breakup storyline happens, Shayna Baszler is going to injure the bullshit out of Nia Jax. I'm telling you, she's going to turn on Nia Jax, and I'm hoping she does. I'm hoping Shayna Baszler turns on Nia Jax, dude. Or Nia Jax turns on Shayna Baszler, and for Shayna Baszler to injure Nia Jax, where she will be out for 5 to 6 months, because nobody wants to see her on TV. Nobody gives a shit about her. I don't even give a shit about her hole either. Damn it. So we got Reginald, Sasha Banks, and Bayley. Reginald, Sasha Banks, and Bianca Belair, excuse me. Versus Shayna Baszler, Nia Jax, and Bayley. So, Belair and Baszler start the match. Bianca has a wrist lock on Shayna, but Shayna breaks the lock. Bianca tackles Shayna to the mat, and Sasha tags in. They work together to do some double team work on Shayna, sending Sasha's knee into Baszler's face. Now, Reginald comes into the ring and distracts Sasha and Bianca, allowing Shayna to tag out. Nia Jax, Bayley, and Shayna Baszler alternate tags, targeting Sasha's leg, her knee, and smashing her into the mat. When Nia is in, Sasha takes out Nia with a knee to the head. Bayley pulls Bianca off the apron, but Sasha tags in Reginald. Reginald comes face to face with Nia. Nia pushes Reginald to the mat. Reginald gets to his feet and runs at Nia, but Nia sends him to the mat. Reginald goes for a drop toe hold on Nia, but Nia is unmoved. Reginald dodges another attack from Nia and runs the ropes, but Nia takes him down. The Way. We're not referring to Candice LeRae, Johnny Gargano, Indy Hartwell, and Austin Theory. We're not referring to those members of The Way. You know what I mean by the word way. There's another meaning for it. She goes to tag in Shayla, but Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair pull Shayla off the apron. Reginald goes for a spinning crossbody onto Nia, but Nia catches him. I bet it was The Way from that movie. That shit's funny as fuck. I forgot what that movie was called that my brother told me. He said, I bet it was The Way. Anyways, Belair and Banks enter the ring and hit a drop kick onto Nia, allowing Reginald to pin her for the win. And that was basically it. That was it, folks. This was a very, very odd, weird segment. Especially because of the involvement of Reginald. In just a couple months, he was gone. He has gone from helping Carmella to an odd infatuation with Banks. It makes no sense for him to get involved without the untouchable one inserting herself in the action. WWE has avoided intergender matches almost entirely in WWE, yet Reginald is just thrown into random women's matches. This would make sense in other wrestling promotions, but WWE has simply set up a divide that is breaking without explanation. Now, Bayley was the best part of all of this. She makes every inch of her talk show set work. She sold the insanity of her frustration. I think Bayley, Bianca, and Sasha Banks were the best parts in the segment. Especially Bayley, anyway. Now, Cesaro is interviewed backstage about Seth Rollins' comments earlier. Cesaro says that he didn't go out there to patronize Seth. But he was out there because he was helpful that Seth had changed. Cesaro says that he won't forget about what happened. He won't forgive about what happened. But for now, he needs to focus on winning the match. And at Elimination Chamber, then defeating Roman Reigns, Edge approaches Cesaro backstage, and Cesaro tells him that he will see him in the main event at WrestleMania. Yeah, sure thing, Bruce. Sure thing, Bruce. What are you doing? What is this? Seriously. Rey Mysterio and Dominik will tag together in a match against the Alpha Academy after a commercial break. Back for commercial break, Dolph Ziggler and Rude are sitting at ringside on commentary for that match. They have their titles around their waist and are drinking from red Solo cups. I'm guessing those red Solo cups came from none other than the Street Profits. And I'm guessing they stole those from the Street Profits. That in my guess. In my guess opinion, I don't know. I don't care. So we got Rey Mysterio. Booyaka, booyaka, 619, booyaka, booyaka, booyaka buried. is what happened to him tonight. Beliar got buried. He got Booyaka wasted on TV. Booyaka wasted, fucking buried is what happened. Fucking buried at the hands of Bruce Prichard and Vince McMahon. Because they don't care about your talent like Dominik Mysterio, right? Is that what you're telling us, Bruce? I just wanna fucking put Dominik and Rey Mysterio in the match against Otis and Chad Gable, only for Dominik Mysterio to lose and get completely buried. But at the hands of Bruce Prichard and Vince McMahon, because they think they're the head of the tables. No, they're not. No, you're not the head of the table, Bruce. You're not an executive director. You're a fucking piece of shit. That's what you are. You're not more than a piece of fucking paper. You're just pieces of trash. You're not good as executive director. You need to fire yourself. Remove yourself from WWE. Same with you, Vince. So Gable takes Dominik down with a wrist lock and goes for a German suplex. Dominik lands on his feet and hits a drop kick on Gable. But Bruce, but Inga Wrestling News, Gable has the potential. I don't want to fucking hear that shit. He's been wasted and buried on TV. He's getting his push. Stop complaining. Gable's getting his push. Didn't you just see that Otis heel turn? You fucking geek. Otis tags in and runs down Dominik, and Dominik tags Rey in. Rey hits a springboard crossbody on Otis, but Otis catches him and slams him down. Otis hits a standing splash on Rey. A standing splash. I think that's gonna fucking bring Rey Mysterio down, knowing how fast Rey Mysterio is in the ring. Really. Chad Gable gets in the ring and takes out Dominik. They both double team Rey Mysterio. And the bell rings because Chad Gable and Otis did not alter to the referee's 5 count. They did not. They basically completely ignored the referee's account. It's almost like they didn't care. They didn't give a shit. Just like Bruce and Vince doesn't give a shit about the Monday Night Raw shows just like Bruce and Vince doesn't give a crap about the Monday Night Raw complete garbage that we get every week. Every Monday nights on Monday Night Raw. You know, 3 hours of non-existable waste of fucking complete garbage on Monday Night Raw that they always give us every week. That non-existing garbage. Yeah. They wasted Rey Mysterio and Dominik like they're like to Bruce and Vince. It's almost like to Bruce and Vince, Rey Mysterio and Dominik are complete garbage to them. Those like they don't care. What are they doing with the Mysterios? I don't understand this shit. Oh, in your way of thinking, Bruce. Now Otis and Gable to continue to attack Rey Mysterio after the match, and Gable encourages Otis to climb to the top rope and hits a splash on Rey Mysterio. Otis does so, and they celebrate while commentary talks about how out of character this is for both Otis and Chad Gable. Yeah! Thank you! Somebody said something right! This is definitely out of character for these two. Somebody brought it up. Somebody said something right. Thank you to commentary. Whoever fucking said that. Whoever said that on the show last night. Thank you. This shit looks absolutely fucking odd. Out of character. Completely out of character, man. Seriously. So, this could have been executed better. Especially with more time, folks. but it served its purpose. Gable and Otis have not fully worked so far. The reason was because it was unclear where it was going. I'll tell you where it was going. Nowhere. Oh, man. Gable just seemed to be headed for a beatdown when Otis saw through him. Instead, it has moved in a more interesting direction. Oh, more interesting direction. Yeah, sure thing, Bruce. Sure thing. Yeah, sure thing, Blitz Report. Sure thing, man. Yeah, sure thing, Vince. Sure thing, creative. Sure fucking thing. Otis is truly learning from Gable. He's clearly in better shape. Now, his attitude is evolving as well. The two can be a good tag team, if the two can work in Cynic. First of all, Otis and Tucker is a better team than Chad Gable and Otis. Chad Gable and Otis, this is basically the second version of American Alpha. This is actually the new version of American Alpha. I think the original version of American Alpha was a lot better with Chad Gable and Jason Jordan. Yeah, I'm just saying, just throwing it out there. Jesus Christ, they've completely ruined Otis, man. Oh my God. They have completely ruined Otis. Oh, and not only they completely ruined Otis, they have completely ruined Keith Lee, too. He's not even going to be in the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. Keith Lee has been kept off TV for about 2-3 weeks now. They ain't even been using the guy. So you know the shows, they don't know how to book young talent in matches. They don't know how to use them or book them on TV. They just don't know how to do anything. They don't even know how to do their own fucking jobs. Yeah, sure thing. It's a newer fucking version. It's the same fucking team that we seen years ago with Jason Jordan and Chad Gable. Why do we need a redo of American Alpha? Why do we need a fucking rerun of American Alpha? Why? I don't understand this shit. Why bring back the team name American Alpha? And you could have came up with a new team name. Wrestling Academy? That's a team name. Well, Alpha Academy. This is basically American Alpha, this team. Basically it is. Basically the same as American Alpha, man. My opinion. It's a shame, though, that Heavy Machinery was broken up just so that Otis could team with Gable instead. Tucker has more or less been discarded. Discarded, man. Dude, if they're not going to do nothing with Tucker, you might as well release Tucker immediately. Seriously. Oh, and you split up the teams because, oh, Bruce, you think they're not good enough for you. Oh, you think they're not good enough for the tag team divisions, huh? Huh, Bruce? In your way of thinking. Oh, because they're fucking completely boring to you? Is that what it is? Oh, that's right, because you don't care about the fucking product. That's what it is. That's the main thing. Anyways. We got the main event of Smackdown. Yeah, main event of Smackdown. We got Daniel Bryan, Cesaro, and Kevin Owens versus Baron Corbin, Sami Zayn, and Jey Uso. Now, folks, let me know in the comments down below what y'all think of that. So, anyways. So after the match, Otis and Gable continues to attack Rey Mysterio after the match. Gable encourages Otis to climb to the top and hits a splash on Rey Mysterio. Otis does so, and they celebrate while commentary talks about out of character for this for both Otis and Chad Gable. Daniel Bryan is backstage warming up for his match. Edge approaches him and says that Bryan was an inspiration for his return. Bryan asks Edge to face him at WrestleMania if he beats Roman Reigns at Elimination Chamber. Edge says that it sounds like a dream match, and Bryan says that it sounds long overdue. Edge responds with, "I think you're right," and walks off. Wait a minute, so you mean to tell me Roman Reigns is defending his Universal Championship at Elimination Chamber? What in tarnations? What kind of sense does this make? How does this make sense to have Roman Reigns defend his Universal Championship at Elimination Chamber after the Elimination Chamber Smackdown 6-man match? What the heck? So it sounds to me like Roman Reigns is defending his Universal Champion right after the winner of the Smackdown Elimination Chamber men's 6-man Smackdown Elimination Chamber match. How in the world? Oh my God. This shit sucks. This shit sucks. Shit sucks the way they're doing this shit, man. This shit is such a fucking failure. Oh my goodness, man. Anyways. Back from commercial, Dominik is helping his father Ray back to his feet. And they walk to the backstage. Kevin Owens approaches Daniel Bryan and Cesaro backstage. He asks if they want to talk about strategy. So Cesaro and Bryan talk about how they can trust Owens because he has never turned on anyone except for the New Day and Sami and another big name. Owens first apologizes, saying that he thought they were coming for him, so he struck first. Owens says that they don't have to worry about a stunner tonight because they are on the same team and he wants to win. But on Sunday, they might have a few stunners coming their way. So Reginald presents a glass of wine to Carmella. She asks what took him so long, and he says that it took him a while to get the wine. She says that she saw the match, but she isn't mad. She drinks the wine that he brought her, but she splits it out. Or she spits it out, actually. That'd be fun if she splits it out, though. Splits it like Bliss, splitting her legs like Alexa Bliss, telling him to get her a better drink. So we got Sami Zayn, King Corbin, Jey Uso versus Daniel Bryan, Cesaro, and Kevin Owens. That 6-man tag match wasn't too bad, but something tells me that Roman Reigns has to defend his Universal Championship at Elimination Chamber. But wait a minute. Hold on. Why, though? So check this out. Before I go into any further as to reading to y'all what happened with the 6-man tag match, there was this news article I saw. There's this Ringside News article I saw at around 5:50 something p.m. while I was streaming on Call of Duty. I saw this article, and hang on a second, I'm gonna tell y'all in a minute. I'm trying to find about to tell y'all just a minute. Hold on. Alright, so guys, there was this fucking article. There was this news on WWE reported plan to fill out of Elimination Chamber. This article was released before SmackDown even came on. So, it said here that WWE's next pay-per-view is this Sunday, and they really don't have much planned except for 2 Elimination Chamber matches and the Universal title match to follow. Oh! Go figure! Bruce and Vince. They're the responsible, and they're the reasons why nothing was planned for Elimination Chamber. No surprise there. No surprise there, man. Wow. Holy shit. Okay, so then Fightful Select reported that the WWE Women's Tag Team titles are tentatively set to be defended in place of the planned Raw Women's title match. Lacey Evans couldn't compete against Asuka for the Raw Women's title, obviously because she's pregnant. And I guess, come to find out, word had it that it's real. It's not AK5, it's real because someone on Twitter told me about it. I really didn't care, but they told me. I'm guessing it was Joey that told me. I don't know. I don't know who it was. But then I know somebody told me about it, though, on Twitter. So right now, the plan looks to be Lana and Naomi versus Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. So that could still be the plan. Oh my goodness. That is going to be a complete fucking terrible matchup, man. That match is going to be so god-awful. Don't watch it, folks. It's going to be god-awful, man. Naomi and Lana are going to be completely buried, and they are going to lose to Naomi and, to Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. I can't get my shit right. Now, that could still be the plan. It wouldn't be a big surprise to see them book that match. Of course, Nia Jax and Shayna were set to be on SmackDown this week, which they were. So, it then said meaning the two would be on 3 different WWE brands this week, which they were. The shit sounds so fucking stupid. Why would you make a decision and have them be placed on all 3 brands? The only brand they should be showing up on is NXT. I mean, I really don't give a shit about the women's tag team titles. The only reason why I'm going to be giving the shit about them because Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax are going to be dropping them to Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez, and the women's titles will rightfully be used on NXT. And I hope they get fucking redesigned and become the NXT Women's Tag Team titles instead of WWE Women's Tag Team titles. I mean, NXT does have a Women's Tag Team division down there. I mean, Monday Night Raw is not doing a hell of a good job with the Women's Tag Team titles. So why not give them to NXT? Or why not just burn them to the ground, period? Really. Well, that's all I gotta tell you from that. Anyways, back to this 6-man tag match. And what are your thoughts on that news, folks, that I just brought up? Comment it in the chat or in the comments below. So we got this 6-man tag match. We got Bryan, Cesaro, and Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn, King Corbin, Jey Uso. Zayn and Corbin enter the ring first. And Zayn and Uso show a clear distrust of each other after what happened at the start of the show. After Uso enters the ring, Oos! You know I love when he says that shit. Edge's music hits, and we are told that he will be on commentary for the main event, which will happen right after a commercial break. So, right after that commercial break, yes, I said it, right after the commercial break, Bryan, Cesaro, and Kevin Owens came down to the ring. Bryan and Uso start the match Bryan kicks away at Uso in the corner, then tags in Cesaro. They work together to slam Uso, and Uso rolls to his corner and tags in Corbin. So then, Corbin starts to lock up with Cesaro. But Corbin decides against it and tags in Sami Zayn. So then Cesaro tags Bryan back in. Bryan lays into Zayn with a series of uppercuts. Zayn lays into Bryan with knees to the midsection, then tags Corbin in. Corbin chokes Bryan against the middle rope, then lays into him with knees to the head. And Corbin tags Zayn in. They have a shouting match, distracting each other long enough for Cesaro to tag in. Now Cesaro takes out Uso and Corbin, then tosses Zayn across the ring, laying into him with a series of uppercuts. Now, those uppercuts, as we all know, are fucking completely deadly. Those are some of the best uppercuts in the business, man. What uppercuts are, then you're a complete fucking fool. I'm just throwing it out there. You are a complete fucking idiot if you don't know what fucking uppercuts are, man. Seriously. Zayn rolls out of the ring with Corbin and Uso to regroup, but Uso and Corbin toss Zayn into the ring. Cesaro swings Zayn, then slingshots him into his own corner. Zayn tags in Corbin, and Cesaro catches Corbin in a swing, and they go to commercial break. So then, back from commercial break, and Cesaro is spinning Corbin side of the ring with Uso, and Uso tosses Cesaro over the commentary tape. Uso rolls Cesaro back in the ring, and he and Corbin rotate in the ring with strikes to Cesaro, excuse me. Corbin tosses Cesaro into the corner and kicks and strikes at him. Now, so once he strikes at him, Corbin tags Uso in, and Uso kicks at Cesaro's chest. Cesaro hits Uso with an uppercut, but Uso pushes Cesaro back into the corner, away from his tag team partner. Zayn taunts Cesaro from the corner, and Uso drops Cesaro, pinning him for 2. Uso locks in a headlock on Cesaro. Cesaro gets to his feet, but Uso tosses him into his corner. Corbin tags in and lays into Cesaro. Corbin tosses Cesaro into the ropes, but Cesaro hits a corkscrew uppercut on Corbin, taking both men out. Uso locks in a headlock on Cesaro. Cesaro gets to his feet, but Uso tosses him into his corner. Corbin tags in and lays into Cesaro. Corbin tosses Cesaro into the ropes. Cesaro hits a corkscrew uppercut on Corbin, taking both men out. Zayn and Bryan tag in. Bryan tags Zayn down. He takes Zayn down with a clothesline and a running knee in the corner. Bryan hits a hurricanrana on Zayn from the top rope. Uso breaks up the pin, dodges and hits a blue thunder bomb. Cesaro breaks up the pin, and Corbin takes out Cesaro to the outside. Back in the ring, Bryan hits a superplex on Zayn from the top rope and transitions into a yes lock on Zayn. Zayn taps the fuck out. And that was it. Now, this was far from the level of impact that we got on Monday Night Raw with the Gauntlet match. However, he was a solid match. It was a solid match thanks to Cesaro. He did the heavy lifting in this contest physically, showing out in a big way before others got in the big moments at the end. Now, the action did look a little too choreographed at times, especially given the wrestlers involved. It all built to Bryan gaining some momentum that was immediately overshadowed by Edge and Reigns, building their rivalry past the wrestlers in the Elimination Chamber. While WWE should be building towards WrestleMania, it was a mistake to let the go-home show end with a moment that was not about the immediate pay-per-view. This makes it all too clear that Reigns will retain. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for your February 20th, 2021 review. If you enjoyed this, hit the thumbs up. If you didn't, hit the thumbs down. I am getting the heck out of here. Now, coming up next, my stream on Dragon Ball FighterZ will be coming up next. I said I was going to stream FighterZ, but my stream on FighterZ is coming up next, right here on the channel. I got a few announcements to make. Now, number one, I will be streaming Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War tomorrow afternoon, and then the evening, I'm probably going to stream Xenoverse 2 over on Twitch, or maybe stream World of Tanks on YouTube tomorrow evening, because I ain't played that in a while. I want to play that game, see how that game's going. And Sunday, I'm going to stream on Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 in the afternoon. In the evening, it's probably going to be back to either Call of Duty, or I'm going to stream on maybe on Naruto, Ultimate Ninja Storm 4, and do some online battles on there. But more content, more gaming content coming to the channel this weekend and next weekend. I'm officially going to be doing, I say every time I say I'm officially going to be dropping some England Wrestling News videos, I never do. But I promise this time, next week, for real this time, I'm actually going to be dropping some England Wrestling News videos. I am. I'm not lying. I'm not going to lie to you anymore. This time I'm being for real. But folks, that's going to do it. I'm getting out of here. Peace. Have yourselves a great weekend, and you'll hear from me live on Dragon Ball FighterZ. Hopefully, the same quality that worked on Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War will work on Dragon Ball FighterZ, because it is working on WWE 2K20. Obviously it went black because I got both devices on. But I'm getting out of here. Have a good weekend. And stay cool, folks. And wear a mask. Protect yourself. Protect your family. Keep your family safe. Keep you and your family from getting the virus. We need people wearing masks because I am tired of this virus spreading around. I'm ready for it to go. I'm ready for it to give itself a low blow and just leave the U.S. Speaking of the U.S., I'm ready to leave the U.S. Fucking violence. Too many violence, crime. There's too many crime and violence in this country. People who don't care about other people, they only care about themselves. I just can't stand those kind of people, man. But stay cool to yourself, folks. Stay limited. And stay true to yourself, most importantly. Peace. I'm out of here. Adios. See you on the Dragon Ball FighterZ stream. I will see most of you on the live chat, I'm sure. Thank you for tuning in for my Smackdown review. Bye-bye, folks.